We are glad to see you again on our channel, and today we have a review of the film in which the Earth survived an alien attack. Humans managed to fight back by activating nuclear weapons, but the Earth became uninhabitable. The protagonists Jack and Victoria live on a station on Earth. They repair the drones and maintain order. One day, Jack finds a girl who is constantly in his dreams, in one of the areas under his control. Jack saves the girl and learns the truth that will turn his life upside down. The protagonist Jack says he only saw New York City in pictures, as it looked before his birth. He sees the girl and says he knows her, even though they've never met and that they're together, but he doesn't even know her name. Jack realizes that it is a dream, but he wants to believe that there is more to it. Memories, for example. March 14th, 2077. Jack wakes up. 5 years have passed after the memory wipe, but he is still haunted by these dreams. Jack says he and Victoria were sent here together, but their shift ends in 2 weeks and they're back with the people. Jack is a former Marine, astronaut. Victoria is a signalman and co-pilot. They live in a control and surveillance station. Jack says the girl doesn't care about all the questions he asks. It's been 60 years since the scavengers destroyed the moon. At that time, the aliens attacked Earth and destroyed the moon, after which huge destructive earthquakes and tsunamis began. The aliens came to Earth because their planet was dying. The invasion was stopped by nuclear weapons, but it became impossible to live on the planet. All survivors were sent to the space station Tet, and then to the satellite of the planet Saturn, Titan. On Earth, only giant towers were left to process seawater into thermonuclear energy, which were constantly exposed by alien scavengers. Jack and Victoria are guarding these towers at the station. The center believes the pair is working perfectly and they have an effective team. Jack is responsible for the maintenance of the drones that monitor the towers and everything around them. Victoria follows Jack and maintains contact with Sally, the head of the Tet mission. Jack says he still has the feeling that the Earth is their home. Jack has a Technician 49 call sign. The man boards the plane to begin the search of the drones. He and Victoria discover that the 2 drones are out of action and the protection is broken. Jack is sent to repair them. He flies into the area with bad weather and the plane is struck by lightning. Jack begins to fall, but at the last moment swings up. Jack stops near one of the drones and starts fixing it. He tells Victoria that this is where the match was played in the 2017 Super Bowl. While Jack tells the story, she warns him of the danger nearby. Jack sees the dog. The drone begins to work and points its laser at a nearby cave, scans it, then at Jack and flies away, sprinkling the man with sand. Victoria. Jack says they need to find the second drone, and he's going to look for it from Earth because the drone doesn't have a beacon. Jack takes the bike and finds the second drone in some well. The man comes down. Jack looks around, gradually moving through that place. Suddenly he sees something strange, realizes that he needs to leave, but falls into a trap. The recently repaired drone arrives and rescues Jack. Jack finds Thomas Macaulay's book, Songs of Ancient Rome, on the ground and takes it with him. Jack returns to the station, takes a shower, and then pulls out and starts looking at the book. The man descends to Victoria and gives her a small flower that he found while working during the day. Victoria takes the flower and throws it down from the window. She says Jack knows the rules, and let her be boring, but there may be toxins dangerous to them. Jack says it's just a usual flower. The girl replies that this is not the case, and now there is no need to take risks. At dinner, Victoria says that Jack is downstairs every day to see what they have lost, but he needs to understand that they have done their best and will be leaving soon. Jack says that today the scavengers tried to take him alive, not to take his life. Victoria says that she will not give him to anyone and goes to the pool. Jack comes along and says he wants to take the girl down, show her something before they leave. Jack and Victoria wake up and see that on one of the platforms has melted the active zone of the nuclear reactor. The platform is not recoverable. Sally tells the girl that she wants to know what happened and that they have put the whole system at risk. Jack believes the scavengers planted the stolen fuel cell in the water intake area. Jack discovers a strange signal in 37 quadrants. Victoria tells him it is not from their devices and is directed from Earth into space. Sally tells Victoria to send drones to protect the platforms, as they must be kept safe and secure. Jack sets out to scout the ruins of the Empire State Building. The man finds some sort of translator in the building and says the scavengers are using the entire building as an antenna. According to Victoria, there are coordinates on Square 17. Jack disconnects the transmitter, tells the girl that he will check the perimeter and fly home, also says that he will disable the connection for a while. Jack arrives at the lake house, which he built himself and furnished with objects from a peaceful past life. Jack acts like he lives here. He's changing clothes, playing basketball, resting. Jack suddenly notices an unidentified object passing by. An unknown spaceship flies to Square 17, which was indicated in the receiver coordinates. Sally says to recall Jack, and that the drones will sort it out. The man replies that they are in charge here, and still flies to the place. Jack says he just wants to make sure there is no threat. Jack approaches Square 17 and sees an Earthman ship, an ancient, apparently pre-war ship. The girl gives Jack a command to leave immediately, but Jack decides to land. The man lands the plane and goes to explore. He immediately sees the inscription, K. Ishioka NASA, on the capsules. Jack reports seeing 5 survivors. In one of the capsules, the man sees a girl from his dreams, Julia. Flying drones, which Victoria can no longer recall, destroy 4 capsules. The capsule with Julia Jack covers himself. Jack takes the capsule and flies with it to the station. Jack takes the capsule inside the station and opens it. Victoria says they must report about it to the base. But Jack reminds the girl that the drones have taken the lives of people from their own ship and asks what the leader will say to this. Julia comes to herself and starts coughing, then loses consciousness again. Victoria notices that her lungs are filled with respiratory fluid. Julia calls Jack by name. Julia finally wakes up and asks where she is. From the couple, she learns that her ship crashed the Earth and only she survived. Julia. At dinner, they discuss that the ship is back on the beacon signal. Jack asks what Julia's mission was, but the girl refuses to say anything until she finds the flight recorder from the ship. Jack tells her that during 60 years Julia has been in space, life has changed. He talks about alien scavengers and what they have done. Victoria takes Jack's hand and Julia starts laughing nervously. In the evening, Jack asks Victoria if she remembers what was before the memory wipe. She says they need to work, not remember. She thinks the new friend should be sent back. She also says they don't even know if Julia is a human. Julia asks Jack what will happen to her. The man says that in the morning they will report about her to the base and they will fly for her. Julia says she needs to pick up the flight recorder from the research ship NASA Odyssey. Jack agrees to take Julia to the ship because the girl was its pilot. They arrive at the crash site and the girl finds a recorder, but Jack and Julia are caught by aliens, waiting for them. Jack manages to create a task for his plane to return to the station, and then loses consciousness. Victoria reaches out to Sally in the morning and says that Jack has left to patrol the area, but does not respond. The girl hides the truth and asks the supervisor to send a drone to check. Jack wakes up sitting on a chair and tied up. The man opposite him, Beach, lights a cigar. He says he's been watching Jack and asks what he's looking for in old books, maybe memories. Jack says his memory was wiped clean for the job, but the man opposite him knows it. Beach asks if Jack has ever seen a scavenger up close. The man also says that Jack is fixing drones, not entering the radiation zone and not asking questions. Beach explains that they use costumes to hide from drone radars. The man says that drones are programmed to kill people. Beach asks why Jack saved Julia. Beach reveals the truth. The truth is that he and the rest of humanity is actually a survivor. But Jack and Victoria and their work are being run by aliens. Aliens siphon all the water from the earth, thus condemning all life to death. Jack, of course, does not believe this. Beach then releases the hero and Julia, but asks them to go to the forbidden radiation zone, which is considered fatal. Beach. Jack and Julia reach the ruins of the Empire State Building and send a signal to Victoria Station, which sends a plane to them. While the heroes wait for the flying machine, they talk. Jack learns that Julia is actually his wife. The man remembers proposing to her at the Empire State Building and sees the wedding ring he gave her. Jack, realizing everything, hugs Julia, and it all sees Victoria through the channels of communication. Jack and Julia fly back to the station. Victoria, jealous of Jack, refuses to let them in. She tells Sally about the violations by the man the rules of communication. There is a drone at the station, partially defective, which is waiting for repair. After Victoria's announcement, he himself activates and attacks Jack and Victoria. Victoria is killed, but Julia manages to shoot the drone with the gun from the plane. She rescues Jack from the threat of death. Jack and Julia leave the station, but other drones are hunting them. The heroes try to fight back, but the drone hits their plane. Jack lands in a radioactive restricted area. There he discovers a man who is trying to repair a drone damaged in combat. Jack enters the battle and realizes that he is fighting his copy, a man with a chevron, Technician 52. Jack wins, but Julia is badly injured. On the plane Technician 52, Jack arrives at the station number 52, identical to his station. There Jack sees an exact copy of Victoria. He takes the medical device and returns to Julia to heal her wound. Jack takes his wife to his lake house, where they stay and rest. She says that she and Jack have always dreamed of living in such a house, and Jack realizes that he built this house because he unconsciously remembered it. The couple returns to Beach and the humans. According to Beach, the alien invasion army consists entirely of copies of Jack. The main goal of people is to destroy Tet with the help of thermonuclear bomb, which they themselves made. The hero is programming the drone they captured to deliver this bomb. But other drones are also infiltrating the base and are set to destroy everyone around them. During the battle, the drone that was supposed to deliver the cargo breaks down. Beach is mortally wounded. Jack says he will personally deliver the bomb to Tet and is going to take Julia with him for conspiracy. During the flight, Jack listens to the recording of the ship Odyssey, and with the help of records remembers his past. Previously, the hero was the captain of Odyssey, Victoria was the second pilot, and Sally led their mission in the main flight control center. The ship was created to study Titan, but was then redirected to an unidentified object, namely Tet. During the approach to Tet, the ship experienced a strong attraction from the object. Jack had to disconnect the residential capsules from the main module. The capsules entered Earth orbit and waited for the signal to land on Earth. Jack, approaching the Tet, informs Sally that he delivered Julia. Tet lets the plane inside. Sally is actually an image, audio-visual, generated by aliens based on Odyssey's video link. On Tet, Jack discovers a large number of cells, within which his and Victoria clones grow. The plane lands near a huge pyramid thing, which is a brain, Tet. Jack opens the capsule he brought, which contains the mortally wounded Beach. Beach has expressed the desire to go with Jack. Julia discovers that she is in the lake house. Jack recites the lines from the book, which speak about the feat of Publius Horace Cocles. And death is no more honorable than what you are prepared to accept, for the bones of your ancestors, for the temple of your gods. The man activates the bomb. Julia and other survivors see the Tet explosion. Drones on Earth are shut down due to lack of commands. 3 years later, Julia and her baby daughter live in a lake house. Survivors come to the cabin, including Jack 52. This is an American film, Oblivion, in the genres of fiction, action, thriller, adventure, melodrama, directed by Joseph Kosinski.